Yeah, we're live again.
Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful people of Instagram.
We are 30 minutes earlier than normal.
Because we can.
But,
Cafecito Thursday.
Yeah, Cafecito Thursday. Sorry.
Clink.
Grab
Grab your best cup of coffee, but hey, don't log off us. Is it
Yeah,
is
I
it
guess,
too old school to say log off?
I don't know what you would call it on Instagram.
I don't know. Yeah, don't sign out, dude. Keep watching this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Hang out
I'm
with
telling
us.
you. I'm telling you. This is gonna be good. Get your best beverage. I don't know. Maybe you're not about the cafecito. Cafecito is little coffee in Spanish, okay? For those of you who are not speaking Spanish peeps, like us both.
Yeah.
That's all it means. Cafecito means little coffee.
Yeah.
That's what we
Coffee
call
time
it.
with us.
Coffee time with us. That's really what it means. So, Cafecito Thursday, guys. Come hang out. Hey, by the way, let your other peeps know that we're hanging out. Thank you so much for the hearts. I love that.
Yeah.
You love the hearts?
I love the hearts.
You love my heart.
I love all the hearts. You're so silly.
Yesterday she told me she loved me more than usual.
Oh, you're so silly. Oh my goodness. Well, today on Cafecito Thursdays, we talk a lot about...
Yeah.
It tends to be more about working
Together.
dynamics, working together,
You can't...
being a couple in a workspace.
Yeah.
How to balance parenthood and work life.
Yeah.
All the stuff that everyone struggles with every day.
Yeah, like we are parents.
Yes, we are.
You know? So I understand when I talk to artists and they're like, man, I'm a dad or I'm a mom. How's it going, Shanaz? How's it going? Say hello to our friends who are
Hello,
joining.
our experience in Pelican Whoop and Luigi.
Art.
And Art Graphic.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hi, guys.
High five. Bam.
Virtual
High five. Yeah, so you know we're parents. We have a kid in school, you know, a 10-year-old.
We were talking about this because yesterday you were in one of those artist pages chat spaces where you guys talk, and you said that someone had written you and said, "Oh, you know, I'm a parent.
A lot of
I'm
people.
having a hard time balancing work and you know, responsibility." And you and I talk about how the reason we work is to be responsible for our family.
Yeah.
And how we also realize that we push time so that we can continue to do fun stuff as a family and with our kids.
Yeah.
And stuff. Right.
Yeah. This if time is the issue, you're looking at it wrong.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Shanaz. We hope you feel better. I know with one of our nieces has lupus, and we know that can be a daily struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
When your body's not cooperating with you.
Yeah.
So we totally
understand that.
Get lots of rest today.
Yeah. And so yeah, we're parents. We have family. We have extended family. Lots of extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a lot of stuff also, you know. I mean, we're two regular people. We have a lot of stuff that's going on. Our son has like so much stuff happening.
Oh my God, social calendar.
Yeah, he's got like the best social calendar ever. He's got the ultimate artist life.
Yeah.
He's like dates, drums, play days,
karate.
Yeah, he's
busy kid.
Yeah.
So how do we balance all of that?
You don't balance it.
You just make it work?
You make it work. You can't balance it. There is no balance to it. That's one of the things that I've learned from one of my favorite mentors. You don't balance stuff. See, I used to try to balance stuff. And when you try to balance stuff, what happens is that you have another activity to do. Now you're thinking how you're going to fit stuff. And when you start thinking how you're going to fit stuff, it's not going to work.
Got it.
You get overwhelmed. You're like, no, screw that. Where am I going to put those 30 minutes? Where am I going to put that? And we don't even look at it like that. We look at it as karate at 5 p.m. Oh my God. And you start worrying about karate at 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, rather than being like, oh, it's time for karate. Let's get this done.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then you shuffle it as you need to, but you can't balance it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, how powerful are 5 minutes?
Extremely powerful.
And a lot of people, we don't think like that. We think about, oh, we have to do this. It's going to take forever. And it's so, I mean, sometimes commissions, what do I do with commissions? Sometimes commissions take me, I don't know, an hour at most sometimes, you know?
Oh, no. Right. But you're talking about like the prep work and stuff. And,
yeah. Like to get to it.
Yeah, to get to it. But you'll have dragged it out for a long time.
Oh, I'll drag it for like a couple of weeks before I get to it. Yeah. Sometimes I'm getting better at it.
We're losing people. I think they don't want to hear about it. About parenting.
What do you mean we're losing people? No, we're not. Guys, give us some hearts. We show up. You guys show up. We all show up. And we're not losing people. People are like hanging out. They're just coming in and out. They're like, hey, I'm here. Oh, I got to go. Be back. It's all good. You guys know that every Thursday we're here. So that's what matters.
Yeah. So we were talking about yesterday, we were listening to different TED Talks about time, how people map out their time. Yeah. He and I were discussing we map out time differently. Yeah. For example, I always know a week ahead what is popping up, where I think I have to remind you of the stuff that's popping up.
Yeah.
Do you find that difficult because maybe you didn't prepare yourself and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, we have that birthday dinner for our niece. And you're like, whoa, I didn't map that into my day. It's
psychological. It's not really difficult. The thing is that she is more of a social butterfly than me.
No, so, I mean, you gotta go to family birthday parties.
Yeah, but you have plenty of that stuff happening. You've always have. So she's more into the social stuff. Like, there's a birthday, there's a dinner. Like, I'll be your friend, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna go to dinner with you every week or every weekend. You know,
I'm not going to dinner with people every week.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. She's better at it. So for that, I'll give you high five. So I'll be your friend. I'll talk to you. I'll be like, but I'm not gonna go and talk to you on the phone for like 30 minutes.
But like, for example, like you're really good. Well, you try to be really good about taking Monet consistently to karate.
Yeah, today he's going to karate.
So do you find that if you forget or that you forgot to implement that time out of your day, that kind of throws you out of schedule? Like, what do you think best practice for people who want to make time elastic for them? See, they want to utilize time in the best productive way that they can.
See, every time this happens, this gets asked. Like right now, you were telling me, do you find it difficult? Every time you hear me like complain about something, it's because I am not being committed. You know?
Okay.
So every time you're like, oh, you have karate, and I go, oh, dang, I got karate today. I forgot. I didn't put that in my time. Blah, 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 blah.
So you weren't committed to your work day.
I wasn't committed to my work day because karate is part of my work day.
Got it.
You know, karate for Monet is part of my work day. So now there's some stuff that you may be doing that is not part of your work day. You know, like certain stuff, like, I don't know, maybe you take the dog out for a walk 2-3 times a day. That's probably not part of your work day. Maybe once is enough. You know?
Doggies have to go out.
No, I mean like walking around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Not to
got it.
But I'm like walking around and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Taking the stroll.
I don't know. I mean,
I get it.
It's commitment. It's really what it is. Like if you're in that mindset of commitment, you're not gonna be bothered. What you're gonna get is you're gonna get smart and you'll be like, I'm not doing that anymore because that is not. You know what I mean? That's not helping. Like one of the things I used to do was hang out on the phone a lot with peers and friends and family. And one of the worst things that I did was put a phone in my studio.
Yeah.
Which one of my mentors told me. The late Jack White. I used to read his stuff. He used to say, "Don't put a phone in your studio." And there I go. I put a phone in my studio. What happens is that if you're not disciplined enough, your brother, your sister calls, and then you are for half an hour. You know, an hour. I don't know. Maybe you're more of the 2-3 hour type of person. Hope not. So, you know what I mean? Or you're trying to be productive with the phone right here, going like that, or put it in a speaker, and it's still not good enough because you're not fully engaged in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, you're not fully engaged unless you're talking to a I don't know, a customer or something or someone, or you're doing something else, and then you're multitasking. Now you're being productive because you're doing two things at once, which is pretty cool if you're productive that way. You know, like a lot of people have a headset. And they're moving boxes and they're doing stuff, but they're engaged in the conversation. So you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's really commitment. It's not, I mean, whatever works for you. What I have found out in my life is that if you start thinking about the stuff you're going to do, you're going to try to avoid them by putting a calendar, putting them like I know that there has to be stuff in calendars. I know that.
Yeah, I utilize my phone to remind me of stuff.
But it's not going to take all day.
No.
And a lot of people do that.
And it's only for the important things. Like in my mind, I've already worked out kind of a schedule for what has to happen every day.
Right. Are you timing us?
Yeah, I am timing us.
Okay.
For what has to happen every day. But I'm also very aware that I always mentally prepare and put into my schedule like the big things that always consistently happen.
Right.
So that I can shift my work around those pockets of time where I know that I'm going to be away.
Right.
I find that that's easy for me. It's not easy for everyone who have like more rigid schedules. Like I'm able to shift things.
Yeah.
That's the lucky thing of working from home is that I'm able to shift time around and buy myself time here and there so that I can do those pockets of time.
Which can be very dangerous. Sorry about that, honey. Which can be very dangerous if you're not disciplined. Right. Because then you're like, oh, I'll do it later. And if you don't discipline yourself to do it later, then you just,
Well, you always see me at night working.
Yeah. No, I know. But I'm talking like to people who are not disciplined who say, oh, if I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be very dangerous. For example, some of the stuff that I do, I don't know. I don't think that there is a strategy really. I mean, I've talked about it last time, and I know we're gearing off a little bit. I want to get us back. Mm-hmm. But I talked about it last time. You want to do it in 15-minute blocks.
That's what works for you.
That's what works for me.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff that doesn't take me, like a painting, especially larger ones and whatnot. It's not going to take me 15 minutes. But I'll engage fully for 15 minutes, get out, do something else for 15 minutes, or engage right back. Right. Rest a minute. Go, like don't go somewhere. Have the water there. Rest a minute. Like I'll time my minute. Mm-hmm. And be like, okay, again. And then fully engage 15 minutes. And some people think that's robotic.
Right.
But I think that's committed.
Do you find that it's when your mind has kind of created, like, when you're just distracted and you don't want to, and you're just, those days that are just like mentally hard and you just keep being like, you're not being diligent that day. So you're easily distracted.
Yeah.
What are things as an artist that you use to put yourself back in that space to get back on your time frame that you work on with your 15 minutes?
I start moving. I start moving. And whatever that is, whether if it's difficult physically to move fast. I know some people are older, some people are facing challenges, health challenges and whatnot. Then you start moving however you can. Maybe you start doing phone calls. You start, The biggest challenge is gaps of time. And I know that this doesn't sound zen, and I'm always talking about being zen and being quiet when you're creating work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But the gaps of time doesn't necessarily mean that you're being quiet. Mm-hmm. You could have gaps of time and be on Facebook, like messing around, playing around on Facebook and or playing Candy Crush. I don't know, whatever. That doesn't mean that you have a good gap of time.
Shanaz is asking a question. She wants to know if she missed the watercolors that you said you were going to do. Is there a watercolor demo you said you were going to do?
Yeah, no, you haven't missed it, Shanaz. I'm going to do that. I think I did one, but I did one. It's on YouTube. I did one of review. I think it was a review, and one watercolor. I've only done one watercolor. I'll get back to that to you on that, Shanaz. I'm going to be working on some of them, and especially the larger ones, which are the ones that I'm working on right now. Pretty cool. So yeah,
the larger ones are beautiful.
They are beautiful. Yeah, very cool.
So yeah, we got like 10 more minutes. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you guys do to utilize time as artists and balance other responsibilities?
Yeah.
Message us, let us know. We know time can sometimes, I know that sometimes I tell myself I don't have time, and really I recognize that that's an excuse to not do it.
Oh, the very small ones. I'm sorry, Shana's just talking about the very small ones. I'm gonna be putting some more of those. I think I put a couple and they flew out right away. I'm gonna put some more of the small ones, Shana's. I'm actually gonna put those on eBay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the little ones, the little 3x3s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, for me, I know that guys, please share with us what works for you. For me, what works is just start moving. Because as I've talked before, it's all these breaks that we have, So if I start moving, then I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. For example, one of the things where I'm at right now is that I don't think about the artwork anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of artists when they're starting out, and I know because I did it, you start thinking about color composition, you start thinking about brushwork, you start thinking about everything, and it becomes very overwhelming because it's about the painting, not the art.
Do you think it becomes more about the expectation?
Yeah, it was totally the expectation. Mm-hmm. And then I went through phases, right? As I learned more and as I painted more daily, I started painting a lot. I started going through phases right away because, I mean, I started painting at least a good, 12 hours a day, right? When I first started, like, going hard.
Yeah.
And then I went back to, like, 6 hours, 8 hours, and then again another 12, 14-hour days. And now I have an experience, I feel that because I compress so much artwork. You know, I compress so much movement in such a short gap. I mean, I've been a full-time artist for the past 6 years. So I've compressed a lot of hours of practice. And where I'm at right now is that I don't think about it anymore.
Right.
You know, because I've realized that thinking about it is just creating, you're messing with time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're messing with time. That's what I've come to realize now.
Do you find that, like, because now you're not thinking about it, you're able to create more?
I'm able to
create. Is there more creativity in that? There is
a see, it's no longer the mind of type of creativity, the one that you're like, oh, I'm going to, and I'm just talking about my experience, right? This is not everybody, of course. But I went beyond the whole thing of oh, what am I going to paint next? What is it going to look like? What's the background? What is the composition? Oh my God, I'm so creative. To now being like, I just kind of, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but I just kind of like puke it out. It just comes out, boom, and then the next one, and boom, and it just pukes out, and it's not a repetitive,
right?
But it comes from a high level of creativity now, where it's not my mind trying to be clever and creative.
So Shanaz wrote that she does have time, but her illness prohibits her sometimes from painting, and she powers through. Yeah. Do you find, because I know you've told me that there's been times where you've really moved to your artwork because you find it healing.
Yeah.
Like after your mom passed, I know you said that was a big healing part of your healing was to paint and paint a lot.
Yeah. And she says, there's other days I can paint like 4 hours nonstop. Yeah, totally. I don't really think it's the hours maybe you produce painting or the many paintings you produce. It will come down to, because you're creating artwork, right? So it will come down to creating artwork. I think it's the effort that you're giving.
Right.
You know, it's an exchange.
Right.
Like, you're putting whatever that effort is, whether that's why I say phone calls, that's why I said maybe you write about your work, maybe that's where the effort is, rather than creating much work. You know what I mean? Then you
utilize on the times when you can't create.
Exactly.
You still are working on your art career, but you're putting focusing the effort in other areas that still need to happen.
Yes. For example, maybe you're a great writer. I don't know. Maybe you're a great photographer. I don't know. Or maybe you love talking like us. Right. And you do little YouTube videos. You do this type of videos. You do podcasts. I don't know. And you talk about the work and you talk about your experience, not from an I know maybe, because maybe you're not at that place, but from a this is my experience.
Yeah.
This is what's going on right now. And then that's how you're able to create. It will come down to creating content, whether that's your artwork alone or your artwork and another form of content, so that you can show yourself into the market. I mean, not all artists, you know what I mean? Not all artists are going to create thousands of pieces.
Right.
You know, you may create a collection of artworks that maybe it's, I don't know, 50, 100, whatever that is. But maybe the way in which you present it or how you talk about it, people connect with you.
Yeah.
So it will come down to effort either way. You know, however, in what area that effort is going to be applied.
Right.
You know, that's why a lot of artists do really well. That they don't create art like I do. Like they don't go into the studio for hours and hours and hours and hours. Maybe they go to the studio for 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day, and then 4 hours they blog about it.
Yeah. And they're connecting, and they're creating connections.
They're creating connections, and
connecting other people to their artwork.
That's why I said, like, don't try to do the thing that I'm doing because it might not work for you.
Right. You know, find what works. Find your pace and find what works for you.
And realize that it's effort. You know that. So like I said right now, you could be 1 hour in there creating artwork.
Yeah.
And you can spend, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours talking about it and sharing it to the world.
So time yesterday was a huge thing that you found was discussed a lot amongst artists. People feeling they didn't have the time, feeling like they were overwhelmed, and feeling like they couldn't focus on their artwork. What were some other things that you heard that were like really stuck out to you as like important?
Emotional stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah.
A lot of people say mental, you know, like just being in a rut.
Mental blocks.
Yeah. Emotional stuff. This is all due to lack of commitment because we can't see. We can't see
we're
forward.
stopping ourselves.
Yeah, this is this self-sabotage.
Yeah.
But how do we handle that as a couple when you see me doing that? Because I'm not immune to that, guys. But I am becoming better. So much
well,
better.
I think you're a lot more open to me talking about it, because before you would get like defensive, which was protective of where you were emotionally, because you were not. Because
I thought I was doing so much more.
Yeah.
This is the lie, okay? Before you want, let me tell these people really quick. This is the lie that artists tell themselves. I am doing so much already. Mm-hmm. And the reality is that you're doing so much compared to your
standard.
To your standard, not to your potential.
Right.
This is a hard shoe to swallow.
Yeah. And so I think you and I have gotten so much better, I think, because we've told each other that we want to work towards really making 2018 the year for us. And we've told each other we're going to be super committed. Yeah. And we're committed through the end of the year and to breaking goals that we have set for ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing, the way we work through it is actually talking it out. Because a lot of times, until you verbalize it, you don't even realize it's happening.
Yeah.
Because it's behavior. So it's not until you're like kind of open to communicating and aware of the behavior, right?
But is it really? I think that's how we kind of make sense of it. You know, that's how we make sense of it. But really, I feel like I wasn't going to change those behaviors.
Right.
By talking about it, because I spent a lot of time talking about it.
No, that's true. But I think the initial breakthrough is
recognizing
the verbal recognition.
Yeah, for sure. But then you can get stuck there if you don't follow it by action.
Oh, that's true.
You know?
Very true.
Like I know a lot of people have talked about, I see a lot of artists on the pages. They say, oh, I'm at this place and I know what the problem is. Right. It's like talking to someone who's using drugs and saying, well, really, I know what my problem is.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I don't know what the way to get out of that. I've never been in that situation, and I'm not going to pretend that I know.
It's kind of like how we talked about the other day about how people always kind of know, like they have all the information they need. It's just implementation.
It's the implementation.
So that's what you're really touching base on. Touching on again is the necessity for implementation.
Always, always. There's nothing going to happen without action.
Well, our time is up. How do you want to end our Thursday Cafecito?
Well, thanking everyone.
Yeah, thanks you guys for joining in with us, and message us what you want to hear, what you want to talk about, because honestly, we want to talk to you about things that are important to you.
Yeah.
And we're going through it with your artwork.
Well, we're sharing our experiences. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is where we're going right now, where we're at. And if you guys have any suggestions, we'd love to hear them, and we'll gladly, touch on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because our experiences may not reflect what you're going through right now.
Yeah.
You might be into the whole, I'm trying to not work so much right now. You may be into the whole, I don't know, I'm just trying to learn how to paint, or, I don't need this whole obsessive idea that you're doing, but, this is just my experience. I need to get obsessive about it.
All right.
To get it done.
I like it. Okay, guys, have a happy Thursday. We will see you soon. We don't do tomorrow, right?
I'm going to do tomorrow. Bam, bam. She's going to join in, watch.
I probably will.
Guys, thanks so much. If you guys enjoy this or you guys found any value, please share it, like it. I don't know. I don't know what you do on Instagram. You can't share on Instagram, huh?
I don't think so.
Well, tag friends.
Watch it. Tag some friends.
Tag
Send
some
us
friends.
some hearts.
Send some hearts.
Let us know what you want to talk about too, because, we're willing to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, any ideas you guys have that you guys want to talk about, that'd be awesome. And
I'm not an artist, so I'm learning too about like the inner workings of the artist. So definitely send us your thoughts and ideas.
Totally. All right, guys, take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.